In conversation with the convener of INTACH Delhi chapter, Dr. Swapna Liddle is here. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time.
Thank you very
I'd
much.
like to start this conversation with what are the top Delhi heritage spots that you would recommend Delhites to at least visit once?
I think before you go anywhere else, you should go to Kutub Minar, because Kutub Minar it's an amazing place, because when you go and if you really understand what the Kutub Minar architecture is about of that complex, you get a snapshot into the architectural history of not only of Delhi but of North India as a whole. So I think that's definitely one of the places you should go to. Um, Major sites, uh, I would say Humayun's tomb, because it just gives you an idea not only of a wonderful monument, but how beautiful maintenance can really enhance our experience of visiting a place. Because you could have the best place in the world, but if it's poorly maintained, then you will not enjoy it. So I'd say start there.
True that.
There's a
So
lot to see.
could you continue a bit about Qutub Minar?
Qutub Minar, I think, as I said, it's a fabulous place, but the other wonderful thing about it is its neighborhood. A lot of people, when they go to Qutub Minar, they don't experience Mehroli.
Right.
And I think Mehroli is what you need to see, because there's the village.
Right.
And the village has an amazing history. It has, of course, it has architecture, but it has an amazing intangible history also, because it is the history of the Sufis. It is the history of ancient sites like the Yogmaya Mandir, which is an ancient temple, which has been there. It's the history of the Jain religion because of the Dadabadi Jain Mandir.
Right.
And all those are kind of tied together with an intangible heritage trail, which is the Phoolwano ki Sair. So that whole experience is fabulous. And then again, in the neighborhood of Qutub Minar, you have the Mehroli Archaeological Park. An archaeological park also is fantastic because it has some of the oldest monuments of Delhi, like the Lal Kot Wall, which
Right.
is from the middle of the 11th century, right down to 19th century, British structures like these very interesting little follies and things like that. So it kind of again, and of course, because it's a park, that's beautiful greenery, lovely ambience. So Mehroli is ideally a place that you should be spending the whole day in. And of course, lovely eating places and all. You can make a whole day of it.
True that. Actually, I was about to ask you this in the second question. Three historic walks that one should certainly take in Delhi. I'm presuming Mehroli is on top of the
Yes,
list.
exactly. It certainly is, but there are other places also.
Right.
Another one of my favorite areas is Shahjahanabad.
Okay.
And you can experience Shahjahanabad in so many different ways. So you can have, you can do colonial Shahjahanabad. People don't realize there are a lot of colonial structures there, right? From town hall to St. Stephen's Church to the railway station. There are these very interesting trails that you can have. And of course, you can have a Haveli's trail. Particularly if you go to places like Chudiwala and Kuchapati Ram and all, you'll see beautiful Haveli doorways. You can have food walks. There are food walks. There can be craft walks. There are specialist bazaars. There are bazaar walks you can do in Khari Bauli and Gali Batashe Wali. So many different aspects to a whole city. So walks can be done in many, many, many different ways.
And that brings me to what you do at the core of INTACH, ma'am, preserving heritage. How a common man can actually go and help out in some ways to preserve the heritage.
I think we can all do our bit in
Right.
this. It needs imagination to realize, first of all, increase our idea of what heritage is. There are many, many different things. They can be built heritage. This can be intangible aspects, whether it's craft or languages or folk tales or whatever. And there are many ways in which this heritage can be preserved. One is about documentation, simply by listing what we have, promoting it, making it a means of livelihood. I think that is very important. We can't do it just because of some sentiment. Sentiment will not help us preserve heritage. We need to make it relevant to our daily lives, to our well-being. Because when you consume culture, when you listen to a musical performance or visit a heritage site, it pleases you. It uplifts your being. So all that, and that can be turned into a way in which some people can participate in that. And I think our greatest, in fact, our greatest resource is the people we have. So we have no dearth of people, and they can all be participating in the production of these, and proper packaging of these products for general consumption. And that will, I think, benefit everybody.
One last question before we let you go. So heritage is absolutely there in the country. We are culturally rich. We have too many things to even comprehend in 5-minute conversation. Any advice that you would give out to the authorities out there to boost the tourism in India?
Talk to people. I think that's what we need to do. We need to sit across the table, whether it is non-governmental organizations like INTACH, there are stakeholders like residents' welfare associations. We have ways in which even homeowners come together.
Right.
So, and the authorities, every decision you make, sit and have a chat first. Find out what is required, what people's expectations are, and you get good ideas from them.
True.
Because these are decisions which cannot be taken in a vacuum or on the basis of facts and figures.
Right.
These have to be done in consultation at every level. I'm not saying this has to be a decision that has to be taken at a national level. These have to be taken at district levels, at municipal levels, and all these. The more debate you have, the more conversation you have, I think you'll arrive at better decisions.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable time. And let me congratulate you once again on wonderful work that INTACH and you are doing. On behalf of Hindustan Times Tourism Conclave, it has been a pleasure, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.